A worker for Google has been arrested for allegedly using insider information to make $1 million on Polymarket. Now, prediction markets like Polymarket and Kalshi have been under scrutiny for not cracking down more on people using confidential information to place bets and profiting from them. Joining us now is Dustin Gouker. He is the publisher of the Event Horizon newsletter on prediction markets. Dustin, great to be with you. This is not the first time someone has been charged with insider trading when it comes to Polymarket. Is there something about the nature of these platforms that make it easier to break the law?
It's not necessarily that there's something easier about breaking the law there. Actually, at Polymarket, all of these trades are public, and people were flagging these trades about the Google search markets in particular, and a lot of other trades are getting flagged as suspicious as well. But the key point is, outside of prediction markets, there's a limited market for this kind of information. Few people are dying to know the results beforehand of something like Google search results. They're not going to pay money for it or risk their jobs or jail time. The value of the inside information, and in some subset of prediction markets more broadly, is almost entirely tied up in the existence of a market to trade the information. However, there's no know your customer protocols or KYC protocols being done by Polymarket itself, other than you have to have a crypto wallet attached to it. And that does create a trail that is then able to be traced often somewhere. But in the US regulated space, Kalshi and Polymarket's US facing app and other prediction markets in the space, there's pretty robust KYC. You have to give your social security number, and they generally know who you are. So that would be one of the answers, is to bring all of this under US jurisdiction. And of course, you could also try to ban it entirely, either via Congress or the executive branch.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything that Polymarket or these different companies can do to prevent this from happening?
I think it's difficult to stop it from happening entirely. I think the message is you're going to get caught if you do it. That's the message that the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, which kind of oversees prediction markets, is saying that if you do this stuff, we're going to catch you, and you're likely going to serve jail time. We've now seen several of these cases, including the Venezuela case, where a soldier was allegedly trading on the ouster of Venezuela's president, Nicolas Maduro. So they're trying to catch this. It's a little hard to stop it. I know Kalshi and others are trying to take steps to stop it before it ever happens. But sometimes the damage is done by the trades are made. In the Google case, people were already saying, "Oh, this must be the answer to this," and Google lost a little bit of marketing push for that. And then there's obviously more serious concerns, things with national security, obviously in the case of bets around Iran or the Venezuela case.
It's important to note, though, that this particular case stemmed from Polymarket's international site, and it's not regulated here in the U.S. Is that a loophole that could be closed? And it's important to note, I want to clarify this, because Polymarket is not technically considered a gambling site. So how does that complicate things?
Yeah, it's all complicated. There are cases all over the country right now about whether prediction markets are gambling or not, whether the federal government has jurisdiction over this, or whether it should be regulated by state governments. So far, the CFTC, the regulator of the industry, has not seemed terribly interested in trying to stop Polymarket from operating. And it does include this license that it holds to operate in the US, specifically with a US facing app that is separate from this international site. But it doesn't appear these trades happen while the user is in the US, but still the CFTC brought legal action alongside the Department of Justice in this case. The CFTC is actively looking to regulate all of this more. They're in the process of making rules around prediction markets. Congress is considering more than a dozen bills around prediction markets, everything from banning certain types of things, banning certain types of markets, to banning sports event contracts or markets about war and all of this, or to penalize insider trading. And so there are lots of answers floating around. It's not clear we're real close to an answer, but we think the U.S. Supreme Court will eventually weigh in on all of this. But there's a lot of uncertainty and gray area in all of this as we sit here.
Sure. Dustin Gouker, thank you so much.
Cheers. Thank you.